At any given time, there are more than 40,000 unidentified human remains across the United States. Most cases involve a victim, loved ones, and law enforcement seeking accountability. The U.S. Department of Justice has called the number of unidentified remains the nation's silent disaster.
The DOJ says, due in part to sheer volume, the number of human remains cases can be a challenge for state and local law enforcement. But in Cincinnati, the county coroner's office has chipped away at their cold case load by using new technology to help identify victims.
Reporter Jessica Schmidt breaks down the tools helping families start to heal.
Identifying a person who died is not as easy as it may seem.
You know, I know everybody watches TV and they think, oh yeah, they pull the drawer out and then the family identifies and sometimes they pass out. No, we use scientific means to identify our decedents.
Hamilton County Coroner Dr. Lakshmi Samarko says it can take months, if not years, to find out someone's name. Thankfully, technology is advancing every day, giving Dr. Samarko and her team access to new tools.
We still have 8 cases in our database of people that we have not yet identified.
Fingerprinting in the morgue is a huge help. In years past, they had to put ink to paper, but it's since gone digital. Chief Coroner Investigator Maria Stewart says they now have a device that allows them to quickly get the prints into national databases.
It's not anymore just criminals in the fingerprinting databases. It's also going to be everyone that goes into a civil servant position.
That tool is what helped them identify the Pearl Lady as Barbara Hess Precht in 2014, a woman whose body was found floating in the Ohio River in November 2006.
A few years ago, we were able to identify her, almost 30 years after she died. So that was gratifying.
In other cases, dental records, when available, can be critical.
We have a forensic odontologist, and that's his specialty, and that's what he does.
He will make those comparisons between the cavities and things in the teeth, roots, different implants, things that are in the mouth that he's able to make comparison on.
As social media has expanded, it's become a key part of their investigative work too. After a woman's torso and later her head were found in wooded areas in 2023, it was a post online that led to them learning that Jane Doe was Michaela Lucky.
Believe it or not, somebody forwarded that to her sister in Atlanta, and she called on a weekend and we went over the details, and with all the information that we got, we were able to match her.
DNA is what confirms that connection. When they have it, they're able to work with state and federal investigators to build family trees, something they're currently using to try to identify a woman known as the Avondale Jane Doe. When working to match a name to a face, X-rays are also an option. The images allow them to see if someone has any medically implanted devices like knee replacements or plates that were put in.
We will have the pacemakers or things removed at autopsy, bring them up, be able to get serial numbers off of those, call that manufacturer, and be able to identify the individual based off of what serial number was assigned to that individual.
Dr. Samarko says her office is also now one of only a handful in Ohio with the CT scanner for postmortem imaging. They've been used for forensic purposes in other countries for years, but only recently relied on in the U.S.
And we're able to reconstruct those images in all 3 planes and actually have 3D capability of taking those images and making a 3D image that we can actually spin around.
With all of those tools available, Dr. Samarko and her team are dedicated to their duty, and it's paid off.
They had somebody that loved them, that brought them into this world, and would want to know.
According to data from the FBI, nearly half of murder cases in the United States go unsolved.
Rosalind Temple is the founder of Kansas City's chapter of Mothers in Charge, a group dedicated to ending violence. She goes to murder scenes to comfort grieving families, knowing the odds are the perpetrators behind their loved one's murder may never see justice.
10 years I've been going to homicides, and 10 years I've been an advocate.
How many murder scenes have you been called to?
Oh shoot, over hundreds.
You can find more of our in-depth coverage on unsolved cases on investigatetv.com. Just type unsolved murder in the search bar.